Alright, so let's talk about cell phones for a second. We all have them, we all know how to use them. Some of us more intermediate than others. But if you ever are out in public, you notice this trend people trying to look over your shoulder. There's eavesdroppers in your phone conversations. Yeah, you've heard of phone taps. Well, there's just people listening in because they got those earpieces where you can hear everything around you. They used to be called hearing aids, but now they're available in the As Seen on TV section at your local Walgreens or CVS. Yeah. Now, there used to be a thing that a lot of people used to do. They used to write down their feelings in a diary. And, no one wanted anyone to know what they were writing in their diary. When you text or when you're online, you don't want people looking unless you give them the consent to. Yeah, it's like, what do you need a waiver to look at your phone? What you want in your Amazon shopping cart? No, I guess not. Welcome to the show, everybody. I'm your host, Rob Rodriguez. Now, I'm aware we missed the first 2 weeks of December. Yes, I know. Don't have to remind me. Don't have to ask Siri or Alexa or Google to remind me why I wasn't here December 7th or December 14th. And then it just lists down a bunch of things, a bunch of excuses for me. Isn't generating stuff great? Well, as the holiday nears, you always have to ask yourself this specific question every year. When are you going to make the time to watch Die Hard to join the argument if it's a Christmas movie or not? To be honest, I don't know what's holding me back, because I was at the store the other day, and in the Christmas movies, they had a 4-movie set of Die Hard right next to How the Grinch Stole Christmas and Home Alone. And I'm like, what in the world? Kids are looking at this, and they're like, oh, Bruce Willis. I know who he is. He played Spike in that one Rugrats movie. And yeah, that is a different generation of kids, but who knows? They actually discover all these movies very late, so I guess there is a cycle, if you think about it. Now, if you were to go online and take a personality quiz, you'd find out if you were an introvert or extrovert. And I, for the time being, am an introvert. It just took a lot of practice to talk to you, the viewer. It just took like 4.5 years for me to get this good to look extroverted. And, well, I'm down the rabbit hole for a second because I'm late. Alice in Wonderland reference. Yeah, you take a personality quiz, you learn a lot about you. And one of the questions you might get is, do you live life spontaneously or by a schedule? And, a lot of people follow a routine. I don't know. Do they pick up a habit of just doing the same thing every day? Like eat, sleep, repeat? And then nothing in the middle? That's kind of boring, isn't it? Watch a show once in a while. Don't just be a book reader. Now, a lot of people on the night before, they plan out their day, set their clothes aside, and then, they have their agenda ready. But yeah, you can't predict the future. In fact, if you think you can, because you got the weather apps and all the resources, things can change, And I tell you, it can throw a person off. Like one example we touch on all the time, literally on this show, is traffic. Like no one expects it, even though you should really follow patterns. Like if it's early in the morning, you're gonna get traffic. If it's like 6 o'clock in the afternoon, you're gonna get traffic. And if you're on Google, that's a different type of traffic. But at least you can make your way around depending on the internet connection. And if it's bad, I am sorry. Yeah, because, hey, you're the one who wanted to switch to Spectrum or one of those other internet, CenturyLink over here. Yep, you could have. I mean, it's not really your fault you don't live in a neighborhood where you can get high-speed internet either, you know. Like, about 2 months ago, I went to Disney World, and, you know, scheduling is a benefit while you're there, you know. There's, like, 4 parks, and you can get your way around with a fast pass. And that is good, just depending on if you can make it on time. Because you schedule these things, these rides that you want to go on, so you don't have to stand in long lines, you know? And when you do stand in long lines, it's like you witness a lot of stuff that you didn't expect. Because, you know, someone's like got one of those Buzz Lightyear bubble blowers, right? And they're just blowing bubbles all over you. And then to make matters worse, they're doing this with the bubbles. Like, they blow the bubbles and like, and then it hits your sleeve right here. It's not fun being around these people. And if it wasn't against the rules to cut people in line, you know, you could benefit from that too if it was allowed. You know, clothing is also a big part of routine. Because, you know what they should say? Is when in doubt, make sure all your laundry is done. And here's why. Because if you have nothing but dirty clothes, if you ran out of clean clothes, it's like you can't do much. You can't go out unless you want to look like you're working your way through college or something. Like the shorts and the t-shirt and the hat. I have no idea what that analogy even was, to be honest with you. I'm sure you dress pretty sharp if you're working your way through college. Especially if you work at Hooters. No. No. Let's use a different bar and grill. Especially if you work at Red Robin. There we go. Yeah, that fixed it. And, you know, it's laundry day. You procrastinated and literally you have nothing. And then you're wearing like maybe some t-shirt from 2007 and some cargo shorts or gym shorts. And then they don't match the shoes and socks you're wearing because you're like, oh, no open-toe shoes. What, was there glass everywhere? Yeah, because, you know, certain outfits don't... If you can't wear sandals with certain outfits, things just went wrong. I mean, there's a big controversy right now with the Oscars. I mean, Kevin Hart was supposed to host, but then he stepped down for reasons. Yeah, reasons that I'm not going to explain because everybody's heard this already. And, you know, it's like throwing everybody off. It's just like the Super Bowl, where Maroon 5 can't find anyone to perform with them for the halftime show. Yeah, so much is going on in the world that people are losing interest in, like, doing these gigs and whatnot. Like, I mean, like, let's say you're at Hibachi, and then your chef went home for the day, and instead you got like some intern filling in, and then he doesn't do the knife tricks. He's like, he just chops it up like he's dicing an onion or something, you know, and then he's misking a tomato, and then he cuts himself by accident because, you know, he's a newbie. It's like his first time. Yeah, just imagine it being your birthday and then they let you perform the hibachi. It's like the knife game all over again. Yeah. Yeah, you're gonna need a lot of Band-Aids, come to think of it. Well, we have a lot of show to fill, so that being said, I'm gonna need a minute. So one of the fun things I like about doing this show, is that I have so much flexibility and freedom to just do and say what I want, and it's completely improvised. Yeah, all I have to do is every other take just trust my gut feeling. Like, did this sound good? And I'm like, sure, why not? I mean, what's the shame in trying something new? You mean you don't plan things out right away? Well, I mean, I didn't plan to go to Disney World broke, but I went to Disney World anyway. You went to Disney World broke? I can imagine window shopping at downtown Disney Springs. Yes, it was not fun going to Disney Springs on an $80 budget, by the way. At least you still have your dignity. At least I still haven't what? I mean, trusting your instincts can make you or break you. Like, take this for example. That hit song by Rick Astley is Never Gonna Give You Up. And everyone else on the internet knows that as Rickrolling. And let's say you get an email or you see a link, something you're really interested in, and then you click on it, and all of a sudden you're spammed with never gonna give you up, never gonna let you down, never gonna run around and desert you. I mean, you're no stranger to that, especially for the last 11 years or so. I've definitely fallen for that a time or two. And then I saw Ralph Breaks the Internet over the weekend, and I left way too early to even see that scene, so it's a honorable mention for an homage that I didn't even see. I mean, I saw it on iFunny, but it's just not the same being bootlegged, you know? You gotta support the film, especially if it's Disney. It's time for that weekly list known as the possibility list. It's kind of like when you take music lessons and you're just off key. Alright, this week's list is titled 7 Odd Things to Spell Out in Refrigerator Magnets. Alright, no hesitating with this list whatsoever. At number 7, Mr. Jennifer Love Hewitt. Number 6, Nanny McFever Dream. Number 5, CNN greater than Fox News. Number 4, Jojo Siwa is the Miley of the future. Number 3, knowledge is power, if you're book smart. Number 2, Team Kardashian, Team Jenner. And number 1, 7 odd things to spell out in refrigerator magnets. Reminder to set DVR to watch Conan later. Alright, that is the possibility list for you this week. Well, that is the show for you this week. You know to follow me on social media. Until next time, happy holidays, and check out the second channel. We're still under construction there. And I will see you soon. Okay.